Hello, my name is Tom Kindlon. I'm 41 years old and live in Dublin, Ireland. I'm an advocate for myalgic encephalomyelitis, or ME. Offline, I am the Assistant Chairperson for the Irish ME/CFS Association, an all-volunteer organisation which supports ME patients and their families in Ireland. However, on Twitter, I take a more international approach, highlighting events and initiatives in different countries around the world. I first became unwell in 1989 when I was just 16 years old. Unfortunately, I wasn't diagnosed with ME until 5 years later, by which time I had become severely ill. I went from being athletic, playing rugby, soccer and cricket competitively, to being housebound, too weak to even stand for showering. My mental stamina was also affected. I went from being academically successful, in the top percentile in both the mathematical and verbal SATs, to not being able to read more than a few pages in a day. Despite following my doctor's advice on management and trying various therapies, by 1995 I remained almost entirely bedbound. Based on what I had managed to read, it seemed quite likely that I could remain severely ill indefinitely. I decided I would try to help ME patients in whatever way I was able. Research has shown that an early diagnosis was important. So to begin, I decided to concentrate on raising awareness and challenging the disparaging term yuppie flu. With my mother's help, I started to send out press releases in 1996. We helped to launch the Blue Ribbon for ME campaign in Ireland and gradually built up the membership of the Irish ME/CFS Association. We helped with fundraisers, and over the years, the Irish ME/CFS Association has raised over €230,000 for ME research. For over 15 years, I've prepared the Association's newsletter, coordinated our helpline, and dealt with all written inquiries. I've been interviewed dozens of times and featured in most of the national newspapers in Ireland. I find I must do a lot of my work while lying down, as I have significant orthostatic intolerance. I also need to take frequent breaks and use voice recognition software when I am unable to type. It is frustrating to have to work around these limitations, but I still feel pleased with what I am able to get done. Over time, I have adapted to the change from letters to emails and now circulate information and awareness-raising initiatives using Twitter, Facebook and other social media. Talking to so many patients over the years and dealing with all sorts of inquiries has helped me on Twitter, I believe. I can often direct patients quickly to resources, but I also realise from my own experience that people want different types of information, and this informs how I respond to requests and comments. Over the years, it has become clear that greater understanding, education and research is needed in ME. I try to highlight research news and abstracts as soon as they come out on Twitter, answering questions and hold discussions. Over time, my mental stamina has improved, and I find that I can now read more research papers and pass on what I've learnt to others. Reading research papers made me realise how much research into ME would benefit from greater patient engagement, and so have worked to help to contribute to the science of ME. I've had 15 letters published in peer-reviewed journals, as well as writing over 100 e-letters to science journals, which have helped draw attention to information or gaps in our knowledge which are of particular importance to patients. In 2011, after 15 months' work and with the support of my family, I had my own research paper on ME published. I was delighted to be nominated for this award and then to make it through as a finalist. I am still as committed as ever to raising awareness about ME whenever and however I can. Myalgic encephalomyelitis still doesn't get the focus I think it needs. I've spent 20 years housebound and want to see progress in my lifetime, both for me and the millions of children and adults affected by this condition worldwide. My family and I have made sacrifices in order to make a contribution over the last 18 years, so it is very nice to be recognised. If I won, I hope it would show that despite being severely disabled, patients can still make a difference. You just need the right support and concentrate on what you're able to do rather than what you can't. Thank you.